Very good evening to everyone, and welcome to the daily briefing. I would like to inform you, friends, that as of now and by the time this press briefing was done, the reports that have come in to us are as follows. The total samples that have been tested is 766. Out of these tested results, 678 are negative. The number of positive patients, active patients, is 10, and we are waiting 77 more results. At this current point in time, there are 4,198 people under home quarantine and 175 people under institutional quarantine. All the patients who have tested positive are stable. Friends, I would also like to inform you that there were some one of the people who were found positive was from a village called Mautharia village in Pamlokrai Pilun in Milem block. And here I would like to take just a minute to really share with you a wonderful story of how the villagers and the Rwchapmungs came together to really handle this situation. And I think this is an example that must be followed and replicated in the future if there's such incidents happen in any other part. The executive committee of the Rwchapmung has resolved, in fact, to provide all necessary support to the family of the person who has tested positive for COVID-19 and was a primary contact of the index patient. The village has decided that they will take care of the household in terms of food and other essentials, as they are in home quarantine and cannot come out to buy ration and food. This step taken by the village Darbar of Mautharia village is a great example and inspiration for others to follow and truly highlights the community spirit of the people of our state. The Health and Family Welfare Department has also taken samples from the 36 primary contacts and this positive individual, and results are awaited. Today in the evening, the Honorable Health Minister, Government of Meghalaya, had also made a visit to the said village and met the Rwchapmung and other elders of the village. Number 2, to effectively monitor home quarantine, the Government of Meghalaya is using the Quarantine app developed by IIT Mumbai. And the following persons are mandated to download this app. First, visited Bethany Hospital, Shillong on or after the 24th of March. B, visited Bethany Hospital, Nongpo on or after the 30th of March. And number 3, C, been identified as a primary or secondary contact of the quarantine positive patients. The database of about 5,300 individuals who fall in the above categories is with the Health and Family Welfare Department. These individuals will all receive an SMS or a link via WhatsApp on their mobile phones to download the Quarantine app today. The features of this app are to ensure that the users follow quarantine protocols. It also notifies if there are positive cases around you, and it helps authorities contain the spread of the virus. The Government of Meghalaya will also ensure that all families under compulsory home quarantine who have downloaded the above Quarantine app are given free home delivery of rations so that they don't have to step out of their homes. We will start the process from Wednesday, 22nd of April, and will reach all the homes soon. We request the support of the headmen of all the localities and that of the quarantined homes. The third message which I would like to share with you is that by tonight, Bethany Hospital will be evacuated completely. All the doctors and staff at the hospital have been tested. The results of all are negative, but 3 are still awaited. All who tested negative have been shifted to various isolation facilities. All the inpatients have also been tested and found negative. All have been moved to isolation facilities or discharged to go home. 14 doctors and staff are in Bethany Hospital to complete the lockdown of the hospital. Friends, these were the updates for today. I am happy to take any questions if there are any.
Tomorrow is set to relax the national lockdown as announced by Prime Minister. What is the stand of Meghalaya government?
Yes, there has been a circular and an order that has come out from MHA that has said that movement of stranded laborers within the state, to facilitate, that order has come out. Friends, of course, as a guideline, they have also given us set protocols that we need to follow. And the government of Meghalaya, of course, will work towards following these orders. But keeping the situation in mind, we need to be very careful, and therefore we will follow very, very strict protocols, number one. And number two, areas which have been affected and districts which have been affected, there will be a complete assessment on how we should move forward, and only after assessment is made we will take decisions. But districts which are not affected as of now, even in those cases, only after strict protocol and strict measures are taken, only then will we go ahead.
Concerns are being raised on complications arising out of online classes. Rural areas have poor connectivity. How will the government look into this issue?
Yes, friends, when it came to education, of course, it's a concern for all of us. And, online classes is one option because the technology is available. And we wanted to use that to facilitate to whatever extent that we could, knowing that there are limitations in terms of connectivity in the rural areas and the infrastructure is not sufficient to go ahead with it. So therefore, knowing that, we are examining if there are other options and other ways to move ahead with this, and the education department is working. But coming specifically to the online classes, we are aware of the limitations, but since the possibilities and the opportunity was there, we felt that we should use it and try and give the benefit to as many students as possible through the technology platforms.
From the beginning of the pandemic, it has been repeatedly suggested that ICAR Umiam become a testing center, but this was not taken up. In fact, ICAR Umiam has 2 RT-PCR machines and Negrin has only 1.
Yes, in fact, we are aware about the ICAR testing facilities, and it was Meghalaya government that had taken this matter up almost about 3 weeks back with ICMR. And during that time, ICAMR did not give the permission, and there were certain conditions, and we were in discussion mode with them, and we could not take it any further as we did not get a positive response in the first go. It is after Meghalaya raised this issue in the recent past, about 3-4 days back or 5 days back, some other states have raised it, and keeping the critical condition in mind, to some extent, in some areas where the facilities are safe and there are enough provisions and infrastructure, ICAMR has finally started giving the permission in those areas. So therefore, we will also now once again start moving. In fact, we have already started moving once again with them. But apart from that also, government of Meghalaya is working on increasing facilities through other technologies also. And we are working on some other aspects. I think in about another 24 hours to 48 hours, we'll be having better information on that, and I'll be able to report, inform all of you. And we should be able to double, if not triple, the testing facilities in the next 48 hours to 72 hours. But I'll be able to update that only maybe tomorrow or day after.
Many people in rural areas are rejoicing after the government's announcement yesterday that arecanut, bitter leaf and broomstick will be allowed for sale. Yes. Has the government identified the traders who will buy as well as market for bringing the products to Norok?
Friends, of course, we have been very clear that agriculture is critical for our farmers, and for the livelihood and for the economy in the rural areas. And therefore, keeping in mind all these aspects, we had decided, and Government of India has also decided that agriculture should be allowed. and movement should be allowed of agriculture products. But I think all of these comes with conditions. Number one condition is when they do these activities, there needs to be proper social distancing. There needs to be proper, the different provisions that are there that need to be followed. And very, very importantly, the movement of people, which we are very clear from day one, will not be allowed from different states to come in. Therefore, there will have to be some kind of arrangements or some kind of adjustment that will need to be made from within the state on how the logistics will go to the traders outside. So therefore, will there be farmers coming together and then them getting the local transportation and dropping the product off at the border, and then from the border, the other side, the traders will collect it from that side. I think these are nitty-gritties that the farmers will have to work out along with the local traders and the outside traders. And as far as possible, the administration also will try to support in that aspect. But we are very clear that there will not be any compromise on the protocol of not allowing any of the traders from outside the state to come in. So there'll have to be local adjustments that the farmers and the traders locally will have to make.
Last question. Will the government declare that sub-urban area detected with a COVID-19 patient as a red zone?
No, I think we have more or less answered that question, that we are, number one, we have already quarantined all the houses and the individuals who have been in primary contact out there. We are waiting for the results of that. Once the results come out, we will be in a better position to take a better decision. But the villagers and all have already been sensitized that it is in the best interest of everybody that that home quarantine and isolation to a large extent is maintained. The primary contacts, which I had mentioned earlier, approximately 35 if I'm not wrong, they have already been told to stay at home and quarantine themselves. So therefore all the protocols are being followed and the measures are being taken. As I was mentioning today, officers had visited in the morning and the afternoon, and the Honorable Health Minister himself had also visited the said village. And I would once again really like to give my sense of appreciation to the villagers who have really shown the way, I must say, in taking responsibility and acting responsibly in this situation, and really taking up the whole matter in their hands of ensuring that the village is safe and the people who are quarantined are safe. And I think this is a great example that I think the state should really appreciate, and I would also like to express my appreciation once more.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.